and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I'm having a little look at Simon Hurley's Space Adventure collection with Spellbinders. So these are the die sets, and then we've also got some layering stencils and a cut and emboss folder. Really, really beautiful things. So these are for people who are young at heart as well as kids. The dies are quite small, so this has been launched in conjunction with Simon's new Scout machine. And if you're on the market for a smaller die cutting machine, which really saves a lot of time and a lot of effort, I'll put a link to that down below, and I'll try to add a little photograph of it in here as well for you. It looks really fantastic, but I just haven't had a chance to try it out yet. So let's have a little look at this. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots more things coming up, lots of Spellbinders launches, lots of other things, and I would love you to follow along with that. So subscribing to the channel is free, and you can hit the notification bell, and that'll keep you up to date with everything. My affiliate links for everything I use will be down below in the description of the video, and that really helps me too. So anything you buy through those links doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give me a little commission. So do please think about that. That really helps. Now, back to these again. So we've got this little die set, and this is called UFO Friend. And obviously we've got a little alien here and a little spaceship and all sorts of things, little planets and the rings and whatnot. I'm quite sure some of you know the real names for those, but that's what I call it. So we will be making a little card, and I think that all of these actually could be used together. You know, they all work together, but there's also different ways that you could use these. You could use the little alien on his own, and some of these dies could certainly be used for other things as well. So just with a little bit of imagination, you could get all sorts of things out of those, maybe Christmas baubles, whatever, a little flower pot, all sorts of things. But do remember to look at your die sets thoroughly and get the max out of them, because when you pay for them, you want to make as much use of them as possible. This one is called To the Moon, and it's got a lovely little spaceship, and then we've got planets and whatnot here, and gorgeous little stars, and these then are the little flames that go just below that. They're layering, so you can put this one in here, and then the little legs of the is that even the right word? Anyway, you'll know what they are, and I'll be making them up and you can see them. But little stars are absolutely fabulous for all sorts of things. And of course, a circle die, a little layering circles, sure, they're just fabulous. We could use those for lots of things. And this here, even you could make a little campfire with little logs and things. But just another way of using that. Now, these are called the Space Greetings, and they are Happy Birthday Greetings, Earthling, Love You, To the Moon, and Back. So you can use any combination of those that makes sense to you. They don't even have to make sense to me. If they make sense to you, that's fine. So you've got the little wording here, and then you've got a little backing plate for each one of them, just to make them stand out that little bit more from your card background. Now, last but not least, we've got two items here that work together. We've got a set of layering stencils. So these are lovely stars, and you can see, if you just have a look there, I don't know if you can see, yeah, I think you can see it from there, how many stars you could put together there, but you could change the colour of them by using one colour with this and one colour with that, and whatever. You'll find the little marks down at the bottom. This is 1, 2, and 3, but you can use them singly or just two together, any two together, or the three together, and that would be really perfect. Now, this is really gorgeous. I have just lately tried another one of these embossing, 3D embossing folders with a die as well from Spellbinder. In fact, there's just some of the things I cut from it there. I'll put a link down below in the description of this video to take you to the one where I've used that. I was absolutely gobsmacked when I saw how well those turned out, so I can't wait to see this as well. Anyway, this die will just fit perfectly in here. I'm not even going to try it now, but that's where it goes, right in there, and locks into place, and you can cut it out and you'll have the embossed detail, but you'll have a beautiful shaped edge across the top of it as well, or just whichever way you want to put it. So I'm going to go and get some card out, but if you're enjoying the video and as you go through it, don't forget, give it a big thumbs up, and if you have time, leave me a little comment, because that helps my channel enormously and means that I can keep coming back to give you more if I know what you like. Now, an inky background would be absolutely beautiful with this, but I just couldn't wait to try some card that I already had in my collection. And this is some Craft Perfect card from Tonic. I'm just looking here. It's called Ombre card, and it's Kaleidoscope of Colour. It's a very, very fine, low shade glitter card. Look at that. Isn't that just perfect for this? So I've cut a strip of it that will fit inside here, and I've just opened the embossing folder, and you can see here, this is the back part of it. So if I turn it over, this is the front, just like that with the name on there, and then pop it over that way, open up, and then set your die in there, and that just sort of locks into place there. It won't move because it fits into that groove. And then this is the top part here, the front. So you're going to put the front of your card down like that. Now I just want to check where we're going to cut off there. So probably about there. Pop that inside, close it, and then put it through your die cutting machine. Don't forget to use whatever sandwich is appropriate for your die cutting machine. But whenever you open this up, you will get this beautiful edge on it, and obviously then you can just nip that off, because I've made this card slightly bigger, but if you just cut that off there and there, you're going to see that gorgeous edge on it, and you could place that just wherever you want. I'm going to be trimming this off as well, but look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see all those lovely embossed stars on there? Well, I'm going to highlight a couple of them, well, some of them just with one stencil, and it's really, really easy. If you just set the stencil down on top, you can see really, really quickly and easily just where the stars are and below that. So I'm going to set that up, just hold it down here with my magnets, and then I'm going to go in with some glacier paste, some glimmer paste over the top of that just to highlight those. So you can see that I've applied that quite thickly. You see it on there? So it's going to take a little while to dry. I have dried it a little bit with the heat gun, and I'm just going to leave it aside now and create another little background while that's going. But I could have just put a thinner layer across and left it at that. Anyhow, now while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead with some paper here, and I've got some distress inks, and I'm sure you don't see me using these very often. It's not something I really use a lot of at all, but today we're going to have some fun with it. I'm not even sure if these colours are still available, but that is Seedless Preserves. This is shaded lilac, and I've got some peacock feathers, and I'm just going to make myself a lovely little background here by putting these down on my mat and getting some colour. I'm going to spray some water onto that and then pick it up with this piece of paper. You can see there that that has really, really lightened up those stars as it comes through there. So there they are. And I'm going to cut that panel off then and use that in one of my cards as well. I'm just going to lay the stencil down on top of this time and go across it with my finger with some of that paste on and just pick up a tiny little bit of the top of it there. Now let's just make a card with this. So I have got a top folding 5x5 card here, and I've also got a piece of it's 5x5 1/4 acetate, and it's heavyweight acetate, and I've scored it across there just at 1/4, so it's the actual piece on the front here measures 5x5 as well. I've taken a piece of navy card. It's quite stellar looking, or midnight sky looking, I suppose. Not stellar at all because I haven't added the stars on yet. But there we are. I've cut that to just slightly smaller than the card front size because I really wanted a white border just to give it a bit of a lift. And as you can see, I've put some double-sided tape on the back of that. And I'm going to slide this up in here and just attach it on there. So I'm leaving the same border at the sides and the bottom, and then we're pushing that right up to the top there. Now, I've lost my bone folder. I set it down. You're probably used to this by now. There's always something goes missing. So I'm just going to take a steel ruler, turn that over, and I'll just press it down on the back side here because I don't want to mark the front of it. And with my bone folder, it wouldn't really have mattered what side I did that on. So now I'm going to add this onto the card front, and I'm only going to put the glue or the double-sided adhesive on the part that isn't showing here. So right down there. I don't want it to get onto the acetate at all. I just want it to come on here. And I never really use glue much on pearlized or mirror card or anything like that because I find it leaves just a kind of a little ripple across there, and I don't want that, so we're going for this double-sided tape. It's a much nicer finish at the end. Just come down there, take all this release tape off and add this onto the card front. There we are, that's what I wanted. Now I've got this piece here with the stars on, and I've cut this off. As I said, I've got some double-sided tape on the back of that. Look at that, isn't that really nice, just the way that comes through on the other side as well? Oops, a bit of a glare going on there. And now I'm going to add this on just about there. Now I'm leaving a little border around that as well. I just kind of like having a little outside border, but that's the look I'm going for at the minute. It's very shiny. It's very hard to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to set that aside to keep it out of the road. Now I've gone ahead with some of the pieces here from the To the Moon die set, and you can see I've cut lots of them out already. So I've got the rocket here and all the little bits and pieces, and then some. Well, there's the moon itself, so I'll just glue that together. I've cut this one out in the darker colour and then this one out in this yellow, and we're going to just glue one on top of the other, and I've already got double-sided sticky pads on the back of that just to elevate it a little bit off the card, and I put them on to remind me because I might forget. So I'm going to set the moon over there for a minute or two. I have got this little piece here. I've cut that out twice, so one of them has given me this little shape here. Now I'm going to put that on right across there, and I don't trust the glue to do that, so I'm going to put double-sided tape down the back just to hold it and just center that right in between all those little dashes there. There we are. That should do the job. Yeah, that's lovely. And then the other little piece there, I've cut it out in the holographic card. I know I said I don't use glue, but on tiny pieces like this, it's absolutely fine. And we're going to set that on just there. So we've got the main rocket piece here, and then I've got all these other pieces, and I've cut some out in purple and blue, and then I added the little top part. I've done that in pink, and then we've got these pieces here. So these are what I think are called legs. There's bound to be a better name for them, but these are going on here, and you can see just a tiny little line there, and that will show you where that's to be glued. So if you put glue on here, pop that in at the back, just like that. And then if you have a little look here, I probably haven't got enough glue on that. If you have a little look here, there's a little mark. Can you see that? I'll show you. Just there. And that just shows you where this piece goes on. So that piece will go right there. This little die then cuts out the sort of flames that go on here. I've cut it out in yellow and orange, and I've used the yellow on the background. Just hold on to that, I don't really need that. And then you can see I've gone ahead and got a couple ready here. You could just put one on if you wanted. I think I'm going to put 3 on. Well, we'll see. We'll put one on first and see what it looks like. One will go there, just like that. This might be too much. Oh no, I like the colour, so we'll just go for a little bit more. So now I've got my top folding card and the acetate is sitting well out from that. So that's the kind of look I want because we're really going places with this card. We're going to the moon, and I'm just going to lay that down. It's going to shine again, isn't it? But we're going to add some glue onto the back of this and then put it onto the acetate, just like that. And then I need to just be careful where I'm going to put it because I want to leave room for the moon up here and the sentiment down there. There we are. That's a good place. Now again, when you're attaching this to acetate, it will take a little bit longer, not too much longer, but it will take a minute or two longer for the glue to grab in there. So just be patient with it. And while that's holding, in fact, there we are. We're just going to set that down. That's it. I'm going to pop the moon up into this corner. Now let's just set that aside for a minute or two. And I've gone with some of these sentiments here. And I think it will look pretty obvious that I love you to the moon and back. So I'm just going to put love you, and hopefully the person that gets this card will know it's to the moon and back because we've got the moon there. Paste has well and truly dried quite a while ago on that, and I've got double-sided tape on the back, and I've cut it to fit this another 5x5 card, and I'm just going to put it on there. It would actually look really nice, I suppose, if I put that on 3D foam pads and kept it dimensional as well, but this time I'm just leaving it as is. And then I have cut this, and these are from the UFO friend. Now, there's loads and loads of dies still to be used on that, but I've just taken these two, and the little lines in this one just show you where these pieces have got to be glued on top. But of course, you could keep that just the way it is, but I'm going to put this on here. We've also got the little rings that come out the back, so or round the front and tucked in at the back, should I say. So I've got those cut out as well. Just set that aside for a minute or two. Now, there they are. So you can cut that out. I've cut that out in purple. It actually cuts this piece, and it also leaves you this piece, and I'm sure you could use that as well. You could use either of those, but I am going to just put this sort of like that, tuck it in at the back. So we're going to put glue on here and here and pop this in, and I don't want the lines to be all going the same way, so I'm just going to turn this way, I think, and pop that down in there. Now I will put some double-sided sticky tape on the back of that as well, just to hold that, and move it over slightly, I think, yeah, just to there. Just a little bit of tape, and that will sort of hold that end together, and another little bit on there, just to keep it really, really secure. And then I'm going to put that on round about there. I have cut out a happy birthday from the sentiment set, the space greetings. That is going to go on about there. Straight, of course. And then I've cut out some of the little stars from the To the Moon die set. So that's these beautiful little stars here. And I've cut those out in a holographic card as well. So I will go ahead and glue that. And that's my second little card ready. you are. That's my 2 cards finished for today, but there's loads more in that, and I'm sure you'll have lots of other ideas as well. So let me know. Leave me a little comment down below. Let me know which one of these you like, and do you like that acetate on that? Because it kind of just makes me feel as if it looks like it's heading into the sky because it's sitting out from the card like that. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed watching these as much as I've enjoyed making them. Thank you very much. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you have enjoyed. Leave me a little comment if possible. And my affiliate links for everything I've used will be down below. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do that as well. That really helps. And hit that notification bell. All of that is wonderful. But thanks so much for watching anyhow. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.